Like, Caitlin Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena. She signed literally hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans as there were Sky fans.
The unstoppable force the WNBA has been trying to figure out for over a year just stormed into Chicago, bringing packed crowds, endless autograph lines, and yet another broken attendance record. And surprisingly, the biggest headline wasn't even the Fever's dominant 93-78 win over the Sky. This was bigger than the box score. This was a cultural takeover, fueled by the kind of star power that's changing the entire landscape of women's basketball.
So once again, the god Caitlin Clark came and bricked Barbie's house, scraped her goofy ass even on her off day, and took over her arena, signing autographs. You see, Black Clan, this is what the face of the league looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Caitlin Clark, everybody wanting to get a signature of the most electrifying woman in women's basketball, man. Bricklayer.
No, this was something deeper, something that hit harder than any box score. Caitlin Clark walked into the United Center, the so-called home turf of Angel Reese, didn't play a single minute due to a groin injury, and still owned the night. The spotlight followed her, the crowd roared for her, and the energy in the building made one thing clear. This is Clark's league, even in Reese's backyard.
What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star and her Reebok campaign, come to your trap, take over your trap. What happened to that? Because it looked like Caitlin Clark went to Chicago and took the city over. It looked like she took the city over. She took your trap over. Caitlin Clark, it was more fans running. They was running down on Caitlin Clark like she was Michael Jordan.
Angel Reese is out with a back injury. Caitlin Clark's still nursing a groin strain that sidelined her for 4 straight games. And yet, when the Indiana Fever bus pulled into Chicago, you'd think it was a royal motorcade. The United Center, upgraded to a 20,000-seat venue just for this matchup, turned into Caitlin Clark's personal fan fest before tip-off. She didn't play a single minute, but it didn't matter. The crowd came for her, chanted for her, and turned the arena into a full-blown Clark celebration.
And if Fever played the Chicago Sky on Barbie Night, of which Angel Reese was not in the game, she is who Barbie Night is pretty much named after, but she is out with a back injury. As a matter of fact, many of their players are out. Mariah Jefferson is out, Haley Van Lith is out, again, Angel Reese is out. So this game, in my mind, was pretty much a lock. And I gotta say, it was not the funnest game. And the fact that the Chicago Sky even brought it back, they were just killing them by the first half.
If you are enjoying, please leave a like and subscribe our channel. This was basketball dominance in its purest, most poetic form, without ever touching the ball. Caitlin Clark spent a full 20 minutes circling the United Center, signing autographs and connecting with fans like a true icon. She covered nearly 2/3 of the arena, and even when security tried to usher her off like she was just another player, she didn't stop. Because legends don't follow the script. They write their own. And Clark knew exactly what the moment meant, both for the fans and for the future of the game.
Estoy bien nerviosa.
And here's the twist that should make every Angel Reese fan rethink the pecking order. These weren't Fever fans traveling to Chicago. They were Chicago fans in Reese's own arena, clamoring for Caitlin Clark's autograph. In her rival's city, on her rival's home court, Clark had the crowd in the palm of her hand. One fan even handed her Chicago Sky merch to sign. Clark, ever the pro, politely declined. Because even while sidelined, even from the bench, Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's the standard. And everyone in that arena knew it.
Later, you can never do this in Indiana or in any arena, because we don't come to see you, bricklaying sloth. Caitlin Clark, is the official owner of Chicago, man. It's time that y'all build a Caitlin Clark statue in Chicago in front of the Chicago Sky Arena, man. Because Clark just comes over and takes over the arena with all the dozens and dozens of people, boys, girls, everybody wanting to see the god Caitlin Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
The woman was signing jerseys, basketballs, and anything else fans could thrust in her direction for nearly half an hour, and she did it with the grace of someone who understands that her mere presence is an event. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was presumably somewhere dealing with her back injury, watching her home crowd lose their collective minds over her biggest rival, who couldn't even lace up her sneakers that day. But let's talk about what happened when the actual basketball started, because while Caitlin Clark was busy being a cultural phenomenon from the bench, Kelsey Mitchell decided to remind everyone that the Indiana Fever are more than just the Caitlin Clark show. Mitchell dropped 35 points, 35, on 7 three-pointers, achieving her 100th career 20-point game and her 9th 30-point performance. She also picked up her 200th career steal, ranking second in franchise history behind only Tamika Catchings for 20-point games.
Mitchell was just on another level today, man. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about the hustle, the steal, the drive, the shot making, the making the threes. Fam, it was just really a dominant performance from her, man. Really looking like one of those superstars. All right, she looked like a pure superstar today, man. However you want to chalk it up. All right, had 35 points. 35 points.
This wasn't just a basketball performance. This was Mitchell announcing to the basketball world that the Fever have layers. While everyone's been obsessing over Clark's every move, Mitchell has been quietly building a resume that would make most guards jealous. She's the perfect complement to Clark's brilliance, a veteran who can carry the load when needed and elevate her game when the spotlight finds her. The Sky, playing without their own superstar in Angel Reese, managed just 78 points while shooting a dismal 32.1% from the field. They committed 23 turnovers that the Fever converted into 31 points and shot an abysmal 20% from three-point range. It was the kind of performance that makes you wonder if having your biggest rival's fans chanting in your home arena might be a psychological disadvantage.
The Chicago Sky getting their asses blown out by 40, it's just another shining example of the delusion that runs through the WNBA. Like, some players in the WNBA really truly believe that they play basketball on like skill on par level as men in the NBA. These women in the WNBA are a Bush League junior varsity high school basketball team. It would be one thing if like you're shooting and your shots just weren't falling and your percentage was just like low for the night. But this is just absolutely an embarrassing display of what is described as the best of the best level of basketball.
What happened in Chicago on July 27th wasn't just about one game or one player. This was about the complete redefinition of what it means to be a draw in professional sports. Caitlin Clark's jersey is the second best-selling basketball jersey in America, not just WNBA, but basketball period, trailing only Stephen Curry. Her merchandise has sparked a 1,000% year-over-year increase in player-specific WNBA gear sales. Games featuring Clark averaged 1.178 million viewers, nearly 3 times higher than other WNBA games. Indiana Fever games averaged 16,084 fans, nearly doubling the 8,552 fans at non-Fever games. When Clark plays in cities like Atlanta and Washington, attendance numbers explode. Atlanta sees their crowds jump from 3,316 to 17,592 fans, while Washington goes from 4,988 to 20,522. But this Chicago moment was different. This was Caitlin Clark proving that her influence transcends geography, team loyalty, and even her physical availability to play. She transformed a 20,000-seat arena in her rival's hometown into her personal meet and greet, and she did it while wearing street clothes and nursing an injury.
And like, by the way, like, people didn't know whether or not Caitlyn was playing that game until the very end. There are hundreds of fans that were there to see Caitlyn Clark play on the off chance Caitlyn Clark would be able to sign something. She was there. She spent like 20 minutes autographing everything. So here's Caitlyn Clark signing autographs for 2 minutes 20 seconds. There are just a serious amount of fans. I don't even know, is that even just a towel? Like, it's very different. Like, they're showing up there. People are showing up just to witness Caitlyn Clark. It's like she's the damn Beatles.
You want to talk about psychological dominance? Angel Reese missed 2 straight games with a back injury, but even if she had been healthy, she would have spent the pregame watching thousands of Chicago fans treating her biggest rival like visiting royalty. That's not just losing a basketball game. That's having your entire home court advantage questioned by the universe itself. The game moved to the United Center specifically to accommodate the massive crowds that Caitlyn Clark draws. The original Wintrust Arena, where the Sky normally play, seats about 10,000 people. The United Center holds over 20,000. They doubled the capacity for a game where Clark wasn't even playing, and it was still the right call because fans showed up anyway. This is what true stardom looks like in the modern sports landscape. It's not just about putting up numbers or winning games, though Clark does plenty of that when healthy. It's about creating a gravitational pull so strong that your presence alone can alter the entire atmosphere of an arena. It's about being so magnetic that fans of opposing teams will wait in line for your autograph while their own team warms up in the background.
CC get treated like MJ in the rack. Oh my God. Caitlyn Clark getting treated like Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Chief Keef, Lil Durk, all of them. Caitlyn Clark took over Chicago. She signed autographs for hours. This wasn't no extras that was paid to come stand in the scene. No, these were real people trying to get autographs. And then we got Ice Cube bombing on Angel Reese, talking about, man, she's not worth the money that Caitlyn Clark was worth. Caitlyn Clark unlocked millions for the WNBA. Oh.
What made this victory even more impressive was how thoroughly the Fever dominated without their best player. Aaliyah Boston contributed 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Michaela Timpson added 14 points off the bench, while Ari McDonald chipped in 10 points. This was a complete team performance that showcased the depth and development of a franchise that has built something special around Clark's stardom. The Fever closed the first quarter on an 18-2 run to lead 26-13, with Mitchell scoring 13 points in that frame. They built their lead to 16 points in the second quarter and never let Chicago back into the game. When the Sky made a brief run to cut the lead to 6 points in the fourth quarter, Mitchell responded with a three-pointer and free throws to slam the door shut. This wasn't just beating the Sky. This was beating them so thoroughly that it felt like a statement about the entire trajectory of these two franchises. The Fever improved to 14-12 and claimed their third double-digit victory over Chicago this season. The Sky fell to 7-18, continuing a season that has been defined more by what they've missed than what they've accomplished.
Team squad, everybody. Kelsey Mitchell dropping a 35-piece right on y'all domes. Aaliyah Boston out there Boston marketing. Michaela Timpson, our rookie, out there giving y'all the business. A Chicago Sky Goon Squad. When Bricklayer Reese plays, y'all lose. When the Sloth doesn't play, y'all lose. When Ariel Atkins plays, y'all lose. When she doesn't play, y'all lose. When Haley Van Lith plays, y'all lose. When she doesn't play, y'all lose. But ever since the Chicago Sky Goon Squad drafted Bricklayer, I spaced too far apart Reese, y'all ain't did shit. But
what happened in Chicago represents something bigger than basketball statistics or win-loss records. This was a cultural moment that perfectly encapsulated why Caitlyn Clark has become the most important figure in women's basketball. She didn't need to score 30 points or dish out 15 assists. She didn't need to hit logo three-pointers or break records. She just needed to show up, be present, and let her gravitational pull do the rest. The fact that she spent nearly 30 minutes signing autographs before a game she couldn't play in a rival's home arena, for fans who should theoretically be rooting against her, tells you everything you need to know about her place in the sports landscape. This is Muhammad Ali-level magnetic presence. This is Michael Jordan-caliber cultural impact. This is what happens when athletic excellence meets perfect timing, meets genuine charisma. Meanwhile, Kelsey Mitchell was busy proving that great players make everyone around them better, even when they're not on the court. Her 35-point explosion wasn't just about individual brilliance, it was about stepping up when the moment demanded it, and showing that the fever culture Clark has helped create extends throughout the entire roster.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark, aka my precious CC. Angel, pray up, me bound Reese, I hope you listening. It looks like that line was for my precious CC. How she pulled up in your trap. Yeah, she brought the trap to your trap. What you mean? Yeah, everybody wanna, my precious CC autograph. That's what I'm talking about. Who the biggest superstar? I'm waiting. Who the face of the league? I'm waiting. I know. Caitlin Clark is the Caitlin Clark effect. The CC effect. My precious CC, we here. She there. Real time, she injured. You hear me? She rehabbing. And everybody, hey, CC, hey, oh my God, you are amazing. Okay.
The final score was Indiana Fever 93, Chicago Sky 78. But the real story was written in the 20 minutes before tip-off, when Caitlin Clark transformed the United Center into her personal fan appreciation event. It was written in the faces of Chicago fans who came to see their Sky play, but left talking about the Indiana player who couldn't even suit up. It was written in the contrast between a franchise that has built something sustainable around stardom and one that's still trying to figure out how to maximize their own considerable talent. Angel Reese will be back from her back injury eventually. She'll continue putting up impressive numbers and building her own considerable brand. But what happened in Chicago on July 27th will stand as a perfect example of the difference between being a very good player and being a cultural phenomenon. It's the difference between drawing fans and creating a gravitational field that bends reality around your presence.
Angel Reese is not injured, everybody. She's just trying to sit out because she sees Caitlin Clark sitting out, and Clark gets the attention with people saying, oh, the Fever play this way when Clark is playing, and then they play this way when she's not playing. So Bricklayer Reese is like, let me sit out too, so they can talk about how the Sky play when I'm playing and not playing, man. Because Clark lives rent-free in her empty-ass head. She tried to do everything that Clark does. We said we're watching women's basketball because of Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese gets up there and says, no, they're watching because of me too.
Caitlin Clark showed up to Chicago, sat on the bench, signed autographs, and somehow still shut down the whole place. That's not just basketball dominance, that's transcendence. That's what happens when greatness announces itself so loudly that even silence becomes a statement. And in Angel Reese's own house, with Angel Reese nowhere to be found, Caitlin Clark proved once again that some players don't just play the game, they become the game itself. The Indiana Fever walked out of Chicago with another decisive victory, Kelsey Mitchell walked out with a career performance, and Caitlin Clark walked out having turned a road game into a homecoming. That's the kind of cultural dominance that doesn't show up in box scores but changes everything about how we understand sports stardom in the 21st century. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.